Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. Videos a day from Destro Reborn. Urban Woman says black women are no competition. Black women are in panic mode. Oh, we covered this. Please extra them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get it. Chow time.
This video is dedicated to that German woman who's on the internet in black women's business. First of all, you're stupid.
In your business.
That is so childish.
I don't give a how many valid points that
I covered this story with Average Man Unplugged, and he covered more of her side of things. Now we're covering the black women's side of things and how they're reacting to everything. Why? Because they're mad.
German woman had, or if she was right or wrong. She don't get a chance to speak on black women.
But here is the hard truth.
Why doesn't she?
Well, some of you didn't believe me when I was talking to you about German women and their love for black men. I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because...
Snatching chains off the necks of Western independent women with no remorse, armed with a simple campaign promise of respect, femininity, and submission. They have planned a coup d'etat to usurp the modern black woman of her ordained position. Okay, I know some of you are asking, what could she have possibly said that has the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion disciples triggered? Let me get you up to speed.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home.
A few moments later.
I'm here. He just started running with the baby. He just, give me my baby.
Yeah, get out.
Give me the baby. I'm here for my baby.
Hear the propaganda she spews. Listen to a man. Let him finish his thought without interruption, showing some restraint when addressing him and not trying to emasculate him. Come now, you must understand why the bitter sisterhood must censor this message. Imagine a group of men that realize they must be respected by their women. Oh, the effects on society would be catastrophic.
If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak, and then you would listen, and then say whatever.
This is why I love covering women like her and stories like this, because we need more of them. Now it shows men, really. It's not fucking all women. It's a good chunk of women, yes, that are bad. But there's good women out there, and she's showing herself to you, and this is how they operate.
You have to say.
Sounds right.
So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit.
This is what I grew up with. This is my mom, my aunts, and even my cousins. They still do similar things to this. Not so much to the degree now, because my cousins are a little bit more modernized. They don't wait as much as my aunt, like the prior generations, but they still do these things. They cook, they wait for the husband. I told you guys, when my mom cooked and my dad doesn't like a particular thing, she would make something special just for him. Or she would cook something and then she would adjust it she would make it, separate it, so dad has the way he likes it, and then the rest of the food she will season differently or make the soup a little bit different because he doesn't like it the way the kids like it. Like, that's how much they waited on their husbands.
He didn't know none of this.
So many of our poor comrades have been so indoctrinated into city girl norms that they cannot understand a traditional woman's attempts to cater to them. These poor souls have to...
There's that other side too. Most men probably wouldn't know what to do with a woman that wants to do all these things for them. They're not used to it. It's just too much for a lot of men. It's like, I don't need you to do all these things for me. Stay away. Because men are also somewhat raised to be so individualist. They're not raised to understand that the woman compliments them that way. We're all fucked up, men and women in the West. Our minds are just so warped.
Go through a thorough process of rehabilitation to be able to accept and harness true unfiltered feminine energy.
That's what
So
I'm
my
saying.
husband back then, boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you.
How
It
many
doesn't matter
times
if
do
they're
I
young,
say
it doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown because unfortunately, a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but I don't believe them.
This video is dedicated to that German woman who's on the internet in black women's business. First of all, you're stupid because you clearly didn't do your research. You know, on the internet, you're talking off the side of your mouth. You know nothing about black women.
Shut the fuck up. You act like... See, this is the problem I have with black women in general. Just, you guys are the most prevalent on media. But you guys are literally one of the most prevalent women on media. We see exactly how you guys operate. There's literally movies that are tailored to black culture and black women. There aren't movies like that for many other races. So we can actually see movies that how you guys are portrayed and how you guys are portraying yourselves out there. It's not us pulling shit out of our ass.
You know about black women is what that simp that striked out in America laid up and told you.
Did he really strike out? I mean, you are the one that looks like a sea lion stuck on an iceberg. But hey, carry on.
You know nothing about us, and it's real clear. Because if you would have did your research, you would have known. You would know what black women have been through in this country and how we've been POP holding it down for years. First of all, for generations, most black women have not had the luxury to be feminine and soft and have a soft life from slavery to after slavery.
Don't play victim.
Shut the fuck up with this slavery and like black women having a soft life. Do you think my mother had a soft life? Do you think my family had a soft life? They saw their families get murdered. My mom had, I believe, 8 siblings. One survived out of every single one of her family members. Literally got murdered in front of her face. And she still came here, struggled, worked her ass off with 16, 18-hour days, raised 3 wonderful kids, and she never bitched once about how she had to be masculine or how she had to handle things. She understood the job is to take care and nurture and do your best. Stop with this bullshit rhetoric of I had to be hard bullshit. You weren't hard. My mother was hard. She ate rats for a fucking living because she couldn't get anything else. She saw her family murdered. She literally has no other family members other than her sister that lives in Cambodia now. And now that she has passed, now I only have one aunt from that family side. People don't truly fucking understand how harsh the other side of the world truly is. And how people have to survive that harshness and still came out soft. Still came out caring. Still came out good people. Sorry I ranted. It just upsets me. For people to say that, oh, my family or other people didn't struggle or didn't have to do stupid shit too. No, everybody did. But we didn't choose to be the way most of you women choose to be.
Doesn't suit you.
Yes, while while you eat olives out of a jar in a room full of AC. Let's blame slavery for your lack of femininity. Yes, let's blame slavery for the unnecessary attitude you display to the men that went through the same ordeal with you. That sounds perfectly logical. You would think a group of women that went through slavery with a group of men would have more respect for these men than some random woman from Germany.
Correct.
But obviously, that's too much logical thinking for you.
What was the point of your video? Don't you got a man? You trying to be a pick-me?
Pick-me?
Who you trying to be a pick-me to?
This is how modern black women debate. Ad hominem attacks while playing the helpless victim.
Yep.
What a glorious strategy.
It's not just black women, and it's Western women in general too nowadays.
Honestly, what justifies these women making comments like this? Am I the problem, or are they maybe the problem? I'll tell you what the issue is. They have a huge problem with someone who treats an American black man very, very well. And that's the problem they have, because they think no man deserves to be treated well if he doesn't pay. Excuse me, that doesn't even make any sense to me. If I can only be nice to you when you pay me, that makes me a whole prostitute.
Cut her mic, cut the spotlight.
I mean, isn't it true that the majority of modern women nowadays don't want the average man because they are just not good enough for this boss babe?
Boss babe.
Put a finger down if you accidentally girl bossed way too hard, ended up with 3 college degrees, and you are a licensed attorney, but now your only aspiration in life is to be a stay-at-home mom.
But at the end of the day, these women forget, which makes them so delusional. A lot of them are below average. I mean, how can you sit there and put yourself on a pedestal, expect all men to do the same because you're wearing fake hair, because you're wearing fake lashes, because you have lip fillers, cheekbone fillers, forehead lip fillers, you are wearing certain type of clothes that make your body look a certain way. But once all of that comes off, I don't know who we're supposed to put on the pedestal. Surely not your ass.
Yeah. My girl.
Meanwhile,
that German woman did not lie when she was talking about us black women. She ain't lie at all.
Ooh, finally.
I seen a lot of people, they was mad. Like, they was mad at her. And it's like, why are you mad? If you're mad, that means there's some things you need to correct in yourself.
Damn right.
Hey, I even took one little thing that she said. I was like, I do need to eat that up right there, because I don't be doing that. But everything else, I be doing for my man, period. 10 toes down, I do those things. But a lot of black women do not value men.
Because patriarchy.
A lot of women, period, in America don't value men. And that's the problem. We don't value men, and we can't keep making the excuse of, oh, my upbringing, I was brought up like this or like that, and that's why X, Y, and Z.
Again, I don't want to go into more details of my mom's upbringing or how it's like, but my mom has seen shit. Like, seen worse things than most women here can even imagine. I don't want to mention the worst things, but because YouTube guidelines, but my mom was a soft woman. Yes, she may have been a little bit harsh on things, maybe a little bit rough, but she was overall a soft woman. And you women, what? Choose to be hyenas? Because you were raised in a little bit more harsh reality in the United States, which is probably one of the best harsh realities you can go through instead of a real reality in most other countries.
You know, because the German lady in the video, she said she was brought up with those morals of valuing men, so she did just that. But I did not learn. I took the good from my parents and from my mom, and then I threw away the bad, and I was like, okay, obviously there's some changes that I need to do for myself.
100%. My father was a wonderful father. He wasn't the greatest of husbands. He didn't do great things as a husband. A little bit of adultery in there. I learned. I'm going to learn from those mistakes. I learned from I saw how that happened. We shouldn't just absorb everything and just do everything. No, you got to internalize what the fuck is going on and make sure you're absorbing what is good and rejecting what is bad. But it's up to you to decide which is which.
And that's what a lot of us need to do. A lot of us don't be wanting to do that. But that German lady, she ain't lie. She did not say anything false about us black women. And
she really didn't even focus on black women. She just women in general. It happened to translate to black women because she's with a black man. So
to get it together. Like, and with my man, we have talked sometimes, and sometimes he talks about like the previous relationships that he was in and how the basic stuff that I feel like is basic that I do for him, he's like, I've never had that happen to me. Like, I've never had a woman ever care for me like that or do this X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, these are normal things that should be done. Like,
correct.
Us women need to step it up. Like, if you want to be in a committed relationship via marriage, you want to be married to a good man, you have to treat him right. And you have to be a respectable woman to honor a man and to respect a man. Like, other women in other countries, they know how to value men. They know how to respect
you guys.
them. And that's what we need to come back to in America. Like, we be flunking at that. And then y'all be mad when black men go outside of the race and get with someone who values them.
But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button.
Sorry, I got a little harsh there. That victimhood mentality really irks me. Just because, again, the stories that I've heard about my mom and my mom's told me, and even the stories that my father has told me, because my father has told me stories about my mom after she's passed that I didn't know. Again, nor do I really want to ask my parents a lot about these things because it's trauma to them. But they're still wonderful, nice people that care for others, care for the opposite sex. May my mom rest in peace. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And see you guys next time. Ciao.